And you know, when you watch that interview, Ted Cruz trying to get some information from the FBI, you know, I'm thinking back in watching this and seeing what has been taking place over these last, just these last couple years, this last year. And you know, I'm thinking about the institutions that have made, you know, that have been bedrock and solid to our nation and our citizens, and we look at those institutions, the medical profession, or those in government, or our military, the FBI, and you start thinking there seems to be crumbling at every area. You look at what's taking place, or what has been happening here in the White House, and throwing out the Constitution and attacking citizens. When you have the DOJ going after parents and colluding with the National School Board to attack parents and call them terrorists, domestic terrorists. We're seeing institutions crumbling before our eyes, and you know, you just step back and say, what area hasn't been touched from where the left has been trying to take this nation? And what I'd like to have us talk a bit about now is our election integrity. I don't know if you're familiar with the old Charlie Daniels tune. You know, the devil went down to Georgia looking for some votes to steal, but he didn't bring his fiddle. He brought Kamala with him to start shouting out and calling people that didn't vote or didn't were pushing back against, you know, anybody can vote, and trying to get safeguards and election integrity, real election integrity brought in. They're racist, and you're going back to Jim Crow, and you know, it's nothing but the GOP, the Republicans, they're just haters. You know, and I think to myself, why don't you, you know, when you're talking, Joe, just put a mirror up, and that's who you're talking to, because everything that they're pushing right now is hate pushed. You know, we want to be able to go to the polls and be secured that our vote counts, and that there isn't shenanigans taking place, that our vote actually counts, and that the person that's going to vote is the one that should be there casting their vote. And when you see this show that was put on here in Georgia, you shake your head and say, how can they get away with this when you hear that rhetoric? In fact, it was so bad, Stacey Abrams didn't even show up because she knew it was going to be a train wreck, and she didn't want to be associated with Biden and Kamala Harris out there trying to spin everybody's a racist if you don't vote the way we want you to vote. And if you don't make these elections in every state that we can be able to go in and steal an election if we want to. That's ultimately what he was saying, is we want to make laws so heads we win, tails you lose. And bottom line is American citizens will lose if Biden continues to push this so-called we got to change election laws for voting. Georgia put in safeguards that the citizens can feel confident that their vote's going to count and not be stolen and diluted. And Biden wants to do exactly that. But I'd like us to take a look at, I've been pretty critical, and, I'm hoping that there's a change here in the GOP leadership. And I've told you before, Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell, they need to go. We need new leadership. But in this instance, Mitch McConnell stepped forward on the floor and had some things to say about what came out of Biden and Harris's mouth. And he's also, in this report, we see Mike Huckabee having some things to say about what Biden had to say in Georgia. So here, take a look at these individuals just sharing their perspective on what came out of Biden and Harris's mouth there in Georgia. Take a look.